how am I launching my next brand? In this podcast episode, this should be the main question that I want to talk about, and we will see if I can give as many real insights in what I'm building at the moment and how I'm doing it, so you can take insights for yourself and implement them into your own brand that you want to build, or just to your knowledge base. So with that being said, this is the Pursue Podcast episode 6, and with it I want to document my whole journey, my learning process, insights into my business and my life, and I want to take along my audience for the ride, including you. So let's get going. For me, it's important that I know I can bootstrap my company. I don't want to take outside investment for my next business. I'm starting a brand. It's a supplement brand, electrolyte brand, because in my eyes, there is a huge potential for the market. I'll come back to this in a second. And there is competition there for sure, but not in a specific segment that I am targeting. So, what about the market? The market is really big. And how do I know it? You can calculate this by how much you want to sell your product for, or other people are selling their product for, other competitors, and how many people could profit from this. And electrolytes is something literally everyone could profit from, but mostly people who are based on health want to invest their time, their effort into looking better, performing better, have a little bit of money to spend on their performance and health, and want to spend that extra time for it and not just on the basic level. So this is for me the reason that this is a huge market and there is still opportunity there, because most of the brands are targeting, let's say, the athlete side of it, and I want to target the luxury aesthetic side of it, because I don't think something luxurious aesthetic exists up until this point in this market, and I want to take that spot. So back to the bootstrapping. Why do I not want to bootstrap? Why do I want to bootstrap and not take any funding? First of all, funding is a headache at the start, in my opinion. I never had funding, but I know that there's always someone else included who wants to make decisions. You don't own most of the equity anymore, or a percentage of the equity anymore. There are other people who want to make big decisions, and I just don't want this in the start. Later on, through secondary financing, to take out some cash from the company, I'm all good for it. But to start up, I like to bootstrap it, because this also makes the validation more, how do I say it? The validation has more weight, because when I have funding from a VC or an angel investor or a friend, whatever, I can just pump it into marketing, then fake my numbers, sell some stuff, sell out quickly, but not keep my customers and expand organically. But this is just a temporary solution to a non-temporary problem. So I want to build it from the start, step by step, with real validation, excellent customer experience, just the perfection of quality, of detail, the look of the details, all of it. I want to perfect it and then ship an amazing product, and then I can start to scale. So right now I don't have the funding, but there is always a solution to this. So you don't always need, I don't know how many thousands of dollars to start. You can always start in another different way, and I want to do it by pre-selling it. I want to start a marketing campaign over the next couple of days, and then do a marketing campaign for a month straight to build a wait list that's big enough to sell out my first batch. And I want to give premium options with my first batch, like a small lifetime discount, a founding member card. I want to give a personal handwritten note to this person, and a couple of other more like founding member perks, you could say. And I hope with that I can fund my first production run, because I don't want to mix my own stuff. I want it done professionally from the get-go. It should stand for excellence, and I can't do this by myself. So I need the funding for my first run in the production, and then I can start iterating, improving, sending out boxes to different creators, founders, people with impact that can then use this further, promote it further, and I can fund my second batch with it, and then the ball starts going and going. And with that I want to really start and get this going. And if I don't make it to fund my first production run, I can still give all the money back to all the people, and then improve some things, get more attention, grow my wait list again, and then I can try to sell out again. And with that, I think I have a plan for organically launching a brand that could really change the industry. And so this is all about launching and bootstrapping. Other things I'm right now concerned about, or that I'm working on, like owning the domain. I do now for my business. I'm also setting up the email addresses. Then I want to set up my landing page next, and all the social accounts. I want to start promoting the first pictures and videos on the social media channels, talk about it on my personal channel, so I have double the impact maybe, and just figure out my brand, corporate identity, so that it looks really luxurious. I want to create a logo that stands out but is still like the stealth wealth. It's like you have the aesthetics and you have the nuance, and it stands out, but it blends in so nicely with everything in a luxurious living room, so that you don't want to hide it in a cupboard, but you want to display it and show your promise to yourself, to your daily protocol, to actually do this and give your body what it needs to perform at a top level. So it's not always easy, especially in the beginning. I know that, and I just have to figure out this thing one by another. I have never launched a physical product brand. I've never made any real big money in online business, in e-commerce especially. I have never tried this. So, but I have some skills now. Over the last, let's say, 2 years, I have built some skills. I've learned how to easily make new channels, how to start filming stuff, how to work with AI together to really perfect some smaller things, how to learn faster. Then I have learned how to set up a website quickly, because this is something you really realize only after you've done it multiple times, that you can now actually do something. For most people, getting a domain name, setting up a Google Workspace, and then launching a website, just a basic landing page to gather some email addresses, is a task that could take some people multiple days if they have never done it before. But if you have done it before multiple times and you've gone through the learning curve and you've actually integrated this knowledge into your active knowledge that you have, into your skills, you will know that you can do this in an afternoon easily. It's not that big of a job, but you have to be willing to learn, have to be willing to fail. That's what I'm trying to say to myself. With all of business, not just this brand, but if I'm not willing to fail and learn, I won't make it past the starting hurdle. Because if I run into this wall multiple times and always go back and maybe jump higher, jump further, sprint faster, every single time I go back, at some point I will make it over this wall. So, and then I'm so fast, I can jump so high that downstream problems are going to solve. I'm going to have the capability of just pushing myself through and thinking outside of the box, and breaking down complexity into simple problems that I can solve on a daily or weekly basis. I hope these insights are some nice insight for yourself. One thing I want to suggest to you, if you want to launch anything, even a space of business that you don't know much about, take your favorite AI large language model. If it's ChatGPT, if it's Gemini, for me, I like Gemini a lot, Microsoft Copilot, Claude AI, whatever you want. You take this, you sit down with it, and you say, I want to launch any kind of business in any industry, and I have no idea about it. Talk to me like an expert in this industry, and let's just find out what I have to do. If you then sit down and talk with it for 2 hours to 3 hours, take your time, you will know a whole new branch of business just by talking to AI. I've learned so much, and you can then learn this by not Googling all the time and having to search all the small details like you used to. You just can go there, ask the question, get the feedback. Let's also say that you have to add where you got the information from, the sources. You can click there. Okay, it's verified. Let's go. This is improved learning at a 10x rate or a 100x rate as before. And I think we have to really utilize this the best as we can and not just use it as another Google search. So I hope this helped you in any way. And If this helped one person, I'm already really happy. And with that being said, I will see you next week. Have a good time.